So for the last 18 months, a group of members from St Cuthbert's and St Mary's have been meeting together to determine God's will for us in Cheadle. We were coming to the end of the 2020 vision, and we wanted to make sure that we were being true to what God wanted for us as a parish and how we could best serve him in the things that we do and seek his blessing on Cheadle. And we've been on quite a journey, it's safe to say, and working together the process has taken quite a few different twists and turns. We've explored together different options and prayed through things in terms of what we've done well and what we need to do better in the ministries that we have as a church. We're blessed to experience biblical leadership that models truths from the Bible, and we want to see every single member of our church and community grow in their relationship with Jesus and live in a way that demonstrates that. Ultimately, we're one parish, we're two churches, but we are together for Cheadle.
Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will."
Jesus' life was about transforming the community around him, and as Christians we should follow his example.
The gospel truth of his death and resurrection was never meant to be for us to keep to ourselves.
Equally, once saved, God never meant for us to stand still in our journey with him.
The world is very self-centred, and this has never been more evident than during the current COVID crisis.
It is tempting to focus on rules, limitations and fears. As Christians, we want to show that there is another, better way to make our way through these challenging times. That way is by placing our focus on something else.
Jesus Christ.
Our vision is to be Christ-centred in a self-centred world. So by sharing Jesus, lives, families and communities are transformed.
This vision is for everyone, and its supporting structures aim to encourage and equip people wherever they are in the church family.
We want to be used by God to allow him to bring about transformation in individuals, families and communities.
Lives will be enriched as we grow closer to Jesus.
Families will be supported as we seek to strengthen them knowing Jesus.
Communities will experience real change as we show and share the good news of Jesus.
So what does that mean for you and me?
Mark 15 verse 16 says, "Go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation."
With this biblical command in mind, do you feel able to share Jesus with someone outside church?
It's a big challenge and can feel harder finding ways to share Jesus in our everyday lives.
Our vision is that by understanding what it means to be centred on Christ, we will be better equipped and more motivated to share the good news of Jesus.
I have come that they may have life and have it to the full.
These words from John 10 verse 10 give us the truth about what it means to live life with Jesus.
It means a life that is full of his presence, secure whatever the circumstances, where we can find lasting rest and peace.
What are you doing to pursue a relationship with Jesus?
Other than coming to church, how does your daily life show that you are a Christian?
Our vision is that our lives will be transformed by deepening our relationship with Jesus.
Whoever does the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and sister and mother.
Matthew 12 verse 5 calls us to re-evaluate who we view as our family.
Do you feel responsible for caring for members of our church as if they were in your own family?
There are so many ways in which we can support our church family, whether we are married or single, whether we have children or not, and whatever our age or state of health.
We are all one body, and God calls us to give and receive support from one another. Prayer, friendships with new people, practical support in marriages and raising children are all ways we look out for each other.
Our vision is that each of us will see everybody in our church as God sees them and love them like he does.
How then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in one of whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them?
Romans 10 verse 14 is very clear that those around us won't hear about Jesus unless someone tells them.
How are you building stronger relationships with those around you?
How are you sharing the good news of Jesus with your community?
Do you love others enough to make a difference where they spend eternity?
Our vision is that by centering ourselves on Christ, we may come close to unsaved people around us and transform our local and global communities.
We hope this vision's excited you and that you want to find out what happens next. COVID-19 represents significant challenges in how we carry out our normal church activities.
There has never been a better time to demonstrate that church is not what happens in a building, but it is God's people living under His blessings, ready to fulfill His purposes.
The Great Commission is a wonderful place to look and find Jesus' reassurance that He will be with us as He works through us. It says,
"Then the 11 disciples went to Galilee to a mountain where Jesus had told them to go. When they saw Him, they worshipped Him, but some doubted. Then Jesus came to them and said,
Jesus said, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore go, make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything that I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age."
So we look forward to sharing more information with you in the coming months. Please do pray for the success of this vision and be thinking about the role that you can play in it. Thank you.